Hello. I don't know why I'm suddenly feeling awkward to do this because this is such a not planned. I literally decided to do this 5 minutes ago. But it still feels like I've come here with an agenda, so it feels a bit awkward to record this, but it shouldn't be. It's the 31st of December. I can't quite believe it. It doesn't feel like it at all. It feels like any other regular day, which it is, but as compared to how we would usually celebrate New Year's Eve, which in the past I think 2 3 years I haven't really done much, but I just thought I would come here and do like a recap of the year, which usually I would do on my blog, and now I don't have the patience anymore to write that much. I do have the patience, I enjoy writing. I just don't have the time, and I just don't want to. I feel like I have so much to express in this kind of a video that I don't want to write it down. So I made myself some Maggie. It's the beef Maggie, my last beef Maggie that I got from Australia. It's 8 p.m. It's 7:58 p.m. and I don't have any plans for tonight, and I am so okay with it. I remember even a couple of years ago, I used to get so anxious about Christmas and New Year's Eve because I just had felt this pressure to spend it extravagantly or spend it around people, spend it doing something, have a plan. Even last year, Christmas felt so important to me. I squeezed in everything I could. I went on 2 walks around Bandra, once with Aishwarya and Ashish, then again with Ronak. I did something with Anisha in Denver also. I can't remember what. But it's like I packed my entire, those 2 3 days I had before I went to Karjat, because I just wanted to do everything. I wanted the whole Christmas experience, the putting up of the tree, decorating the house, putting up the star. I didn't do any of that this year. I did not have a tree. I didn't put up a star. I barely went for a walk around Bandra. I did go, but I went with Adiki and Vishal, which was not as fun this year. It would have been more fun with Aishwarya, Ashish, or Anisha Denver, or even Ronak or Siddhanta, but yeah, it just didn't feel like Christmas this year. And you know what? It doesn't make me sad. It just makes me feel like whatever, that's how things are now and that's how life is progressing. It's fine to feel like that. I hope it's not permanent. I hope I haven't completely lost that side of me, and I don't think I have. I just think it's been a really long and heavy year that I just don't have the energy to celebrate these things anymore, which is what I want to change in the coming year. But yeah, it doesn't feel weird that I'm not excited for these things anymore. 2019, I really wanted to do something for New Year's Eve, and I think, I don't know why, but I feel like that year, people here, that time even Nattu was here, Harshal was here, Anisha was here, but still, I think they were all busy with other things, and I did not want to spend New Year's Eve alone here, so I just decided to take a trip, and I went to Jibi and I spent it with strangers who gave me such an amazing New Year's Eve. It was the perfect New Year's Eve with amazing people. But since then, since the pandemic and the lockdown and everything, I've not had that enthusiasm very much for this particular day. In fact, I cannot even remember what I did for 2020 New Year's Eve. I was trying to remember even yesterday. I can't remember. I just cannot. It must have been me and Anisha here. We must have gone to the terrace and yeah, that's it. Seen fireworks. I think that is what we did. We didn't do anything special. Even Diwali I took so seriously last year. I had we had gone to Khotachi Wadi, we had bought fireworks and we had done them on the terrace. We had a little dinner slash gift giving session. Whatnot we had done last year. This year though I took Garba seriously. I went and did Garba. So yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I guess I'm not losing that side of me entirely, but things are definitely changing or switching up. So I want to be mindful about that, and I want to remain the person that gets excited about festivals and gifting. I have not gifted anyone for Christmas this year. And that is so unlike me. I always have gifts for birthdays. Even if I give it late, I ensure that I give it. I ensure that I make something. I ensure that it's fitting for their personality. I ensure it's personal, it's customized. I enjoy gifting so much. That whole I don't know. This year I have not gifted anyone for any birthdays. I do not remember if I gifted Anisha anything for her birthday. Or not to Harshalya, of course. That's tradition, but Aishwarya, I haven't gifted anything for her birthday. Priya auntie and the whole family, nothing for Christmas, nothing for their birthdays. I don't know, just this is not me. This is not me. This is just me going through something. And I will fix them. I will be better next year. I want to go back to these things that give me so much joy. Like for Christmas, I made these greeting cards that ended up being the only. Usually, I do a lot of craft stuff during the year, just making cards. I even made a Diwali card this year for Anisha, actually. That was really nice. I was very proud of it. But usually I do a lot of craft activities during the year, which this year I didn't do. But I made this greeting card here. I made a lot of them for a lot of people this year, and just doing that itself gave me so much joy. Like I think I was up till like 3-4 a.m. just making cards because I just enjoyed it so much. And that was a reminder about how my Maggie is getting cold. But how much I enjoy silly craft or pointless art activities that I should get back to pursuing. I'm gonna miss these noodles. Harshal was asking me that day what should he send back for me. I think I'm gonna say this. Give me instant noodles in unique flavors that you don't get here. Sorry, I just went to check my WhatsApp notifications from my besties. I wish I was spending this with Harshal and Natasha. Then it would just feel like I needed no plan. They would be the plan. Spending it with the people you love the most, that's the plan. You don't need much more. I don't need to go out partying anymore. I don't need to get drunk. I don't need to go out dancing. I love doing these things. I'm gonna close this door because in case auntie's outside, she can hear me because this room is pretty. Baby, what were you doing there sitting alone without me? Come and sit with me here. Like, if Anisha was here, then I would be spending it with Anisha in Denver. But Anisha has gone to Chennai. If Harshal and Nattu were here, no doubt we would be doing something together unless they would be traveling with their families, which would often happen. This time, I'm just planning to spend it with Siddhanta, and there is, again, no plans. He's just supposed to come here, and it's already 8, and I wanted to be with him already so that we could start drinking, we could start having a good time. I don't want to meet him at 11 o'clock just to spend 12 a.m. with him. That's not the point of New Year, that you only have to be with someone at 12 a.m. I want to spend the entire weekend with people I love, but sometimes it's not always possible, and I'm just making my peace with that. I have a lot of people to love me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm very blessed with amazing friends. It's just sometimes proximity does hurt. No, yeah, like them being away does hurt. I wish they were closer by. But I have to, Mickey, I guess. He's currently staring at the wall. Hey! And there's Keto also in the other room. Thankfully, mom is going to go and she's having a great time, which I'm glad about. Let me message my mom and sister actually. Usually they always ask what Christmas plans and stuff. I never really ask anything on that group, so I'm gonna ask what New Year's plans, everybody. But yeah, anyway, let's actually get into the video. It's been 10 minutes and I've not gotten to the point. I was thinking, just before I clicked play on the video, I was like, should I dress up for this? Should I wear a nice top? Should I do my hair? Should I wear some earrings, do some makeup, and then, do it like a proper, here's my recap video. And then I thought, oh my god, fuck it. The whole crux of this video I'm realizing now is that I have lost the motivation for all of those things. Motivation and I don't feel the charm of those things anymore. I would be the kind of girl who would dress up for a video. Yeah. And I probably still am. But right now, that's not the same in life. So, this is the true self right now. Sitting in my, I think, 3-day-old pajamas. I haven't had a bath in, I think, 2 days now. With my bangs up. My hair tied up and my hair greasy and stinky and eating 2-minute noodles. Sitting in this chair that I sit in almost all day every day because this is my work station, work desk. Yeah. I'm not an influencer. I have nobody to perform for. This is me. This is what my video is going to look like. Let's get into it. So I made a little list of things that I should talk about regarding my ear. There are a couple of journal prompts that I googled, but then I just came up with my own stuff. It's easy. I'm going to talk about the 5 best things that happened to me this year, maybe the 5 worst things that happened to me this year, and things I want to achieve in 2023. I didn't finish that list actually. I just wanted to start the video without wasting any more time, because after this video I want to have a bath. Lol. I would like to start the year a little clean. I want to clean the room, clean my living room before Siddhanta comes. I have no idea when he'll come. I hope he tells me when he wakes up so that I know how much time I have left. And then, yeah, hopefully we'll get dressed up and, go to his friend's party. I don't know if that'll be awkward, because I don't know if I want to be around strangers right now. Especially people I don't know. It's not like I'm going to be Nattu's friends, I don't even know Siddhanta that well. So I don't know if I want to spend it with his friends, but I would have liked to dress up and just dress up and go for a walk or something. Just be with him outside, but I don't know. I hate when there are when I don't know what I'm doing. I don't mind spending it at home. I'm okay with that, but I want to know that that's what I'm doing. I would rather not go to the party. I would rather dress up and just walk around Bandra with him. Because I know there will be people partying in the streets, I know there will be people bursting some fireworks in the sky. I want to be able to just be a part of the festivities without actually being a part of the festivities. I want to witness them. I want to be in my beautiful Bandra, in my streets, in my home that I love with him. But let's see. Let's get on with it. So, if I was an influencer, then it would show up on the screen right now. 5 best things about 2022. There would be a transition right now. First thing. And these are in order of how much I enjoyed them. The first thing is the kittens. My 3 baby kittens. I should have brought the frame from outside to show you. 1 second. Yeah, since I don't have any editing skills or any editor to do this for me, this is how an influencer would do it, right? They would show pictures of what they're talking about. These are my 3 baby kittens that I can't believe, but in 14 days, 14th of January, it will be 1 year since I found them. That's insane, right? I cannot freaking believe it. But yeah, they are the best thing that happened to me this year. I don't know how to start with them. There's so much I could say about them that it just feels like I will never end if I start. But oh man, those 6 months that I had them, it was such a roller coaster ride, because I wish someone from the future would just tell me, Eden, relax and enjoy your time with them. They are going to find homes and they're going to be fine. Just enjoy. But I didn't enjoy those 6 months. I was panicking and anxious for 6 months because I was really worried about who's going to take them home. and where they're going to end up, and am I going to have to take care of 4 cats? And I used to have sleepless nights thinking about this, nights where I would just cry and cry and cry, thinking, what have I done? Why did I pick them up? I would regret picking them up. Like, I would literally pray to God saying, please take me back to January 14th and I will not pick them up. I will leave them where they are. I will just ignore their sight. And oh my God, it was horrible. I was even contemplating putting them back on the streets. Which is something I would never advocate anyone ever to do. That's the kind of step I was contemplating because I would just did not know what to do with them. Because I just wasn't okay. Who the fuck wants to have 4 cats? I don't think, I mean, in an ideal world, sure, if I had a big enough house, if I had people to take care of them, if I had nannies, if I had caretakers, of course, then I want 10 cats. But no single individual living in a small house in Bombay, paying rent, struggling to pay rent, is going to want 4 cats. So I did not want to end up with that. That wasn't, oh, I hope they get adopted, but if they don't, it's fine. That wasn't the scenario. They had to get adopted. And I feel like that emotion overshadowed so much of the amazing positivity they brought to my life. The sheer, I mean, just having them around, they were so much fun, they were so cute, they were so loving. That is, I can't describe how much I love them, how much I still miss them, how much I still think about them. Sometimes in the middle of the day, randomly, I'll think about them and I'll just close my eyes and send them some love and hope that they're doing okay. I don't want them to, of course, I don't want them to think about me, I don't want them to miss me. I just want my love to go to them and for them to always be in good health, always be happy, always be safe and secure and healthy. And they will be, because I have made sure that they go to only the best homes. But yeah, oh my God, I miss them so much and I'm so glad they came into my life. I'm so glad I got 6 months with them, because back then I used to keep thinking, oh, they'll be gone in 2 months, it'll be fine. And then 2 months on into 3, 3 into 4, 4 into 5, 5 into 6. And the panic and the anxiety kept increasing. If only someone told me, you're getting 6 whole months with them, you're so fucking lucky, enjoy this time. I mean, I'm so glad I got 6 months with them and not just 2 or 3 months. I'm so glad Aishwarya was okay with it and she helped me in raising them. Because we got to have such a unique experience of raising 3 kittens. And I'm not even going to get into the aspect of how difficult it was, because it was motherfucking difficult. It was something I had no idea I was taking on when I did. The sleepless nights and just the tiredness in my bones all the time. I feel like this tiredness that I'm feeling right now, it started then. It started with having the kittens. And since then, I've not had the time to shake it off. Because then I got into Melbourne and now I've got into the awards. I know I had those 2 months in the middle to relax and not work much, but there was still a lot on my mind. Mom stuff had taken over back then during those 2 months. So it wasn't like I've not had that chill time where I think about nothing and just rest since the kittens. So it's been a year of me my mind just constantly working in overdrive, even my body. So I recognize that now. I can see where the tiredness started. It was with the kittens. So yeah, as happy as I am that they came into my life, it was definitely not easy, and I'm definitely never doing that again, no matter how. So like, it's like how with having pets, you always say however hard it is to lose them, having them was always easier and you would do it again. But with these kittens, I think it's the opposite. I think as much as they made me happy, the tiredness and the panic and everything was double of the happiness, so I wouldn't do it again. But they still were the best thing that happened to me this year. I am so glad they did. I feel like I formed a bond with these 3 kittens. Like, we 4 were like a unit that loved each other and cared for each other. Or me for them, rather than them for each other. And now we've all been separated and we've all gone our separate ways, and they're all in their own homes and nobody thinks about each other anymore. At least they 3 don't. I do. And yeah, it is bittersweet, it's sad to think like that, but it's also so happy that we had those 6 months together and now everyone's off living their best lives. God, I love them so much. I hope I can see them again. I hope I can see them as grown-ass adults, even if they don't remember me. They'll always, yeah, they'll always have a piece of me with them, whether they know it or not. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I miss them. I do miss them. I love them so much. And I wish I could keep them, I wish I could keep four of them. It was so difficult to give them up. And it was just so difficult for me to get over the fact that they are not in the house anymore. Because I was used to them being around me for 6 months. 24 hours with them, right? I couldn't go anywhere leaving them at home alone unless Aishwarya was at home, which she wasn't because she used to go to work. So that attachment and then suddenly being ripped apart, ripped away from each other. Yeah, it was hard as fuck, but oh my god, it's one of the best experiences of my life, not just of this year. But yeah, I'm gonna stop there because I told you I will never be able to stop talking about them, and this video is already long enough, and I have so much to go. Let's try dedicating just 5 minutes per point, if that's possible. It's 21 minutes now. The next best thing that happened this year, I think, is mom. I'm not going to spend much time talking about this because I don't like thinking about it very much, but I'm glad that she's finally out of there. She's living on her own. She's right now in Goa on the first trip of her life where she doesn't have to worry about anything. She doesn't have to worry about lying about where she is. She doesn't have to worry about what time she gets home. She doesn't have to worry about the taunts when she gets back home or anything of the sort. I'm not going to get into anything else about it. I don't want to, dampen the mood. But I'm glad she's out of there. And yeah, it's costing money and it's taking a toll on my mental health, all that. But it will be worth it. It's difficult now, but it's a step we have to take now so that she can live the rest of her life happily. And what could be a bigger purpose for my life than that, right? To give your parent, your mother, a happy life. Nothing can, no career, no relationship, no boyfriend, nothing can, what's the word? Surpass that purpose in life. Like, if all the money I make in the world cannot relieve her of this stress, then what is the use of all that money, right? So it's okay that I'm not able to enjoy my life very much right now. I can't travel, I can't spend on expensive things, especially now that I'm actually earning kind of decently and I want to spend on things that I've always wanted. Now again, there is like a roadblock which says, okay, now you have to wait another few months or years before you can do that. I'm making my peace with it because I want her to be happy. I've chosen this. I've chosen to give her this life, so it is worth it. Anyway, I'm not going to spend much time on that. Unless there's anything else I want to say. What else is I want to say? Nah, that's it. Second thing was mom. Third thing is Melbourne. I got to spend almost 3 weeks in a foreign country, living there like a local, kind of, going to work, using the metros, taking the buses, taking the trams. I don't know, man, it was such a brilliant experience. It was tiring as fuck, and there are many things I didn't like about the work that I was doing, the people that I was working with, or whatever, the kind of job I had. I mean, on paper it sounds amazing, but in practical, in real life, it was much more difficult than I wanted it to be. It was much more stressful than I wanted it to be. But damn, son, those 3 weeks of living in a foreign country and liking it and enjoying it and just experiencing life like that was so eye-opening to me. And this is, I don't know, it felt different. Like I've done this before when I spent 19 days in Berlin. That's almost the same as Melbourne. I spent 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, maybe 12 days in France. But those trips just felt very different. It didn't, because it was hectic. Even this was hectic, but that was more like, okay, meetings, screenings. I didn't really have time for leisure. Here in Australia, I did have time for leisure, or at least I would make time for it. 2-3 days, if not more. And I had all of Sydney for leisure. So, that whole, just not just being a tourist, but also living amongst people that lived there, who gave you that experience of being in Melbourne, like Tammy, Simran, Payal, all of them there. They made sure they took me to these markets and took me to restaurants and showed me so many things that I didn't know Australia had to offer, Melbourne had to offer. It was just the best time. It just felt like I could get used to that life. And maybe those are just rose-tinted glasses, because I don't know if that life is actually for me, like beyond a month or two. Because I love my life in Bombay so much. Even though all my friends have left, I still love my life in Bombay. So that is how much I love my life in Bombay. So I don't know if that life is for me, but I definitely could see myself trying it out someday. That was the biggest eye-opening thing for me, because up until then I always thought living abroad is not for me. I just didn't like I don't know, I just feel like it's all too, yeah, you earn better and you have a better standard of living, that's for sure. I noticed that in Melbourne, and that is primarily one of the reasons I enjoyed it so much, because it was like I came home every day to such a beautiful home with beautiful views, with a shower, with hot water, and things that I don't have here, things that I don't take for granted here, and there I could take them for granted. They would be there every day. Even though it was an Airbnb, it wasn't like some mansion with help around. And I was still doing my food and meals and stuff like that, and I still felt like that life wasn't so bad, even though the weather was not the best for me. I don't like cold weather, and it was cold. And still I liked it. It's apt that I'm eating my last meal from Melbourne right now. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed that life. And maybe, I don't know, I hope I would get to do it again with a couple of changes, like work-wise. But yeah, if I got a chance to live in Melbourne again for 2-3 weeks, I would take it up in a heartbeat. I would just like to be exposed to a different kind of living, a different kind of life. I don't know yet if that is for me permanently. Like, I don't know if I want to move abroad permanently. And definitely, I know I don't want to study yet. Just not in the frame of mind to study. I don't know if I want to spend years abroad. But yeah, I like this 2-3 weeks going and coming back. Feels really cool. And I remember coming back, I felt really sad. It felt really odd to be back in India, where everything was traffic and noise and pollution and people. I felt like I got so used to there, where everything is clean and clear and there aren't too many people and it's quiet and it's, yeah, you get on any tram you want, and you're always going to find a seat. Navigating was so easy, unlike here. But yeah, that's what I loved about Melbourne. I'm glad I got to have that experience. Before going, I remember telling everybody I don't really want to go. I'm okay if it doesn't happen. I don't care about Australia. It seems like a boring city. I was so stupid and dumb and naive. Being closed off to new experiences is something that is definitely not like me. So, yeah, I shouldn't have been saying stuff like that. I should have been open to the idea. Especially because I didn't have to pay for much. Everything was paid for, so why was I complaining? I guess I just didn't want to spend 3 weeks away from Bombay. I don't know why that felt like a long time. It's really not. It was a very short period of time. But yeah, I'm glad for Melbourne happening. So glad. So glad I made those friends, especially Tammy and Simran. Payal also, but Payal doesn't stay in touch very often. Simran and Tammy stay in touch more. Simran came to Bombay 2 weeks after I came back from Melbourne. And we caught up here, and she's just such a beautiful soul. She's such a pure soul. I hope I can stay in touch with her for longer and just, I don't know, meet her in some other place sometime maybe. But yeah, she does have a base in Bombay, so maybe she'll keep coming. I hope so. And Tammy, I hope I can meet Tammy again someday. She is also such an amazing person. She's so fun to be around. She's so funny, and she has a very quirky sense of humor. Even though sometimes she's not able to convey it very well, I still understand her, and I still enjoy her presence so much. She's so helpful and sweet and nice. Someone's ringing the bell. That was Auntie, because we feed Boku his medicine every day for his kidney, so she gives the food and I put the medicine in it. Anyway, it's 8:33 and Siddhanta's not awake yet. I'm trying not to get irritated. That's not how I want to spend my last day of the year. But I wish he was here already. And now I'm getting anxious about what will I do about food, because I didn't make any plans. I thought he would come over and then we would order something. But he's not going to be here before 10 and I'm going to be hungry before then, because that is my dinner time. Yeah, it's like if all my friends know this about me, I'm not type A, but I'm definitely not the most spontaneous person. I like having things being planned out. Like, I like knowing what I'm going to be doing for dinner, because I get very irritable if my food's not planned already. Like, I can't get to 9:30 p.m. and then decide, okay, what are we doing for dinner, especially when there is time to decide beforehand. It's not like we've been busy, whatever. Like, I would like to decide at 7 p.m, okay guys, what's for dinner at 9:30. I like having things planned and prepared. That's how I am. So yeah, when things like this, when it's like I don't know what I'm going to be doing at 9:30, I get really irritated. And yeah. Ow. I feel like when I was just saying this, I feel like I was recently in a situation where I didn't know what the plan was and I was getting irritated. Yes, for Christmas. So the Christmas plan we had was very, dhila. It was like whatever, come whenever you want. So I never really gave anyone any time to come. But Aishwarya wanted to spend time with me, so thankfully she came at like 4 in the evening, 4 or 5 in the evening. And we were chilling together. I did her nails, I made these cards. We chatted a lot, we played with Timiki. She helped me clean the house a bit. That was really nice. I was really glad she came over. Then the plan was everyone comes whenever they want. So Ashish came, finished work only by 9 or something. So then he came and he came by 10, which was not very late, because by then we had just finished decorating the house, Aishwarya and I. So it was a good time for him to come, because that gave us time to get ready also. It gave me time to put on my makeup, put on an outfit, etc, etc. But then Anisha and Denver did not, they kept saying we're coming, and eventually they got so late that they came at 12:30. And I was irritated by it, but obviously I couldn't, it's just felt immature to, actually be annoyed about it. So I kept my irritation to myself. But that's the last, instance I remember where I would like if things were conveyed or just taken more seriously in general. Things like dinner or things like what time to arrive at a party. I like knowing all of these things beforehand. So I wish they didn't come at 12:30, because then they left by 1:30. So they were just here for an hour, and it didn't feel like a party. Just felt like they stepped in and stepped out. And I thought the scene would go on till like 3 or something, like we would in past years, but it feels like we've all grown out of that now. Anyway, it was still a nice party. But yeah, I'm not in that zone anymore. Even when I went to Aditya's going away party, like 10 days ago, it was supposed to be an overnight party where we would stay and leave in the morning. But at 1:32, I just started feeling really uncomfortable being away from my house. I don't know, I just feel really comfortable sleeping at home now. And those weren't I mean, I do love his friends, and I have done this overnight thing with them before, but that day the vibe was just off. Not everyone was drunk enough. So people were just going and sitting on their phones, messaging, WhatsApping, doing their own thing. It wasn't like a collective party. It was some people were having a party there, some people were having a party there, and that got really irritating for me. That at 2 o'clock I just told Daddy, "Okay, listen, I think I want to go home," and he was upset about it. Upset as in he was not thrilled about it because he had told us it was going to be an overnight party. But I just said, I made up an excuse. I said I have to meet my mom in the morning, so I really have to go. And all I did was come home and sleep. It's not like I had anything else to do. But yeah, I like having things. Oops, my god. I like having things, yeah, pre-decided, basically. I would like to know that for dinner I'm having mutton curry and rice. This is because Nattu said it and now I'm craving it. And my mutton curry and rice will be here at 9:30. So by 9:30 I will have my bath, I will clean my room, I will get dressed if I want to, I'll put on my makeup, and then I will be ready to, start my New Year's Eve plans or whatever. Anyway, Melbourne is done. The fourth best thing of this year is living alone, which started in September of 2022. So September, October, November, December, this is my fourth month of living alone, and I absolutely fucking love it. Like, I never had any apprehensions about it beforehand also. Like, I never worried that, oh my god, I'm gonna have to live alone, will I be okay? I was excited. I have been craving to live alone for a very long time. I just can't afford it, especially if I want to live in the city that I love so much. So I was just being patient, and I had amazing flatmates who didn't make me miss that craving. They weren't making me want to live alone. They were making me glad I don't live alone. But then once she left and I started actually enjoying being by myself all day, having the whole house to myself, not having to socialize even when I don't want to, there are very few, few cons of living with, I won't say flatmate, but few cons of living with Aishwarya and Anisha. And that would be very few, like, okay, having to always keep the house in order. Like, some days I just want to go to sleep without caring because I'm tired. But when you're living with a flatmate, you have to be accountable and responsible. Or stuff like when they come home from work, you have to sit and chat with them, even if you don't always feel like it, because you don't want to hurt their feelings by saying, okay, today I don't want to hear about your day, But now I just socialize when I want to, and I can have people over whenever I want to, and my room has started to feel so small for me because I have collected so much more random shit, and I want to host more people, which I couldn't do in my room. So now I'm able to do it in this room, the living room. Actually, I've not had any party since then, except the party with Aishwarya only for Christmas. उसके पहले तो कभी party किया ही नहीं मैंने, because nobody's been here. Harshal and Nattu came once, that's it. I've not done an IDK Vishal party all of this year in my house actually. I can't believe the years passed by already, but that's the truth. But still, just, I don't know, being alone in the house all day, not having to interact with anyone, not having to talk much. I absolutely adore it, if that's the word for it. And now having Siddhanta in my life, living alone makes it even better. I never have to worry about, am I calling him over too much? Is my flatmate getting uncomfortable about it? Should I be exiting my room too much because she's in the living room? I don't want to, expose her too much to a new person that she may not be comfortable around yet, blah, blah, blah. There's so many dynamics to think about. Like, she used to think about that with Ashish. And she used to be like, I don't want to make you uncomfortable, hence I'm only going to call him on the weekends. Or she would ask me every time she would call someone over, which was really sweet of her. But I would just not want to do that, And I just enjoy the fact that he comes over almost every second night. And I never have to worry about who I might be inconveniencing because of it. I just love that. I love that I'm decorating the house exactly the way I want to. I don't have to worry about anyone else's opinions. I don't have to worry about whether they like it or not, whether they approve, whether it's too much for them. And I don't have to put up with their tastes. Like, Anisha had great taste, but Aishwarya didn't have very great taste, I feel. It improved over time, I think I noticed. Maybe I influenced that. I don't know, look at me taking credit. But yeah, there are so many ways of her presenting a space or decorating a space that I did not find very tasteful. But I would have to put up with it because this is her house as well. And now I don't have to do that anymore. Every element of this house now is because I wanted it there and I chose to have it there. It's all my say, my taste. It's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. I love it. I love living alone. I hope that I can always live alone. And if I have to have a flatmate, then I hope that our rooms are big enough and separate enough that we can live together while not living together, you know? Like, I don't want to live with a flatmate in such a small house. I'd rather it was a 2 BHK where we have our own rooms and then we can chill together in a living room. That way we get our own space, we get to call people over into our own rooms, etc. etc. Yeah, so it's not like I don't like living with flatmates. I do. I had the best time living with Anisha and Aishwarya, and I wouldn't change that for anything because I found family in them. Literally. I found, oh my god, I found friends in places that I didn't at least thought I would, you know. So yeah, I would not change that for the world, but I am so thankful for this experience of living alone, especially because I know that it's limited. I know that I'm not going to be living alone for a very long time. Like, once this building goes into redevelopment, I'm going to have to find a place to live with someone else because I still want to live in Bandra and I still can't afford to live here alone. So yeah, I know my time is limited, so I'm not taking it for granted. I'm appreciating it every single day. If one thing I could change is I wish I could have more parties here, but at the same time, my brain is not in the mindset for parties right now, you know, and my friends are not in the city. So who would I party with? If anything, I am so fucking glad Siddhanta came into my life at the time that he did, because now we get to enjoy these few months of me living alone, because it will change any moment, but right now we're making the most of it. And he came into my life in October, so we've already enjoyed 2 out of 3 months. 4 months, yeah, 2.5 out of the 4 months we've already enjoyed it. I'm so glad. The timing was perfect. I was like, God was like, I'm waiting for you to live alone and then I'll give you someone, because then you can enjoy it. Oh my god, Siddhanta's awake. And I'm only on 0.4 of my 5 best things. Anyway, I'm going to continue. The 5th point, oh my god, the 5th point is Siddhanta, so he's going to live 100 years. I mean, you know, when I was writing up this list, actually I only came up with 4 things. And Siddhanta, yes, he is a great thing that happened to me, but he's not one of those shining best things. I think we still need more time to, I do love him, we do love each other, but I'm not, like, I don't know, I'm not saying I'm not crazy about him, I am crazy about him, but I'm just not starry-eyed like I used to be. You know, back in 2018 when I had just gotten with Maya, I don't know, I think I was not deluded, but I was just younger, you know, my enthusiasm for these things was so much higher that he became the center of my universe with everything. Siddhanta, I'm not like that with him. I love him a lot and he's very special to me, and I know I'm very secure with him. Like, I know he thinks the same way about me. I never have to wonder, oh my god, do I want this more than he wants this? No, I know that we're both on the same page. I know that we care for each other as much as the other person does, which with Maya was not the case, right? I would have to keep wondering where I stand with this person, and every day was different. Some day it would be like, okay, we're going to be together. Next day it was like, no, we're not going to be together. With him, I feel secure and I feel stable, and I feel like this is a very mature and loving relationship we're in. So yeah, he is one of the best things that has happened to me this year, but I think it's still going to take some time for me to establish that whatever this is great for me, you know. So far so good though. I love everything about him, which is why I'm not being too this about it, because I don't know much. I don't know the bad things about him yet. I'll learn in some time, and then my mind might change about it. So right now, it's not just me being cautious. It's just that where it's not organically doesn't feel like. Let's wait for a couple more months and see where this goes, if it does. But yeah, it will break my heart If it doesn't go anywhere, I will be sad, I will be super upset and everything. But yeah, the way I am, the way I am in a relationship now versus in a relationship in 2018 is very different and for the better. But yeah, anyway, that was the five things. But I have a special mention is my trip with Harshal and Nattu to Ambikapur and Varanasi. The reason it didn't make the first five is because it was not a new experience, in the sense that the three of us have been friends for almost 10 years now, and we've taken many trips together. So it wasn't like, oh my god, this is the first time we're taking a trip and it was so amazing. No, but it is one of the highlights of the year because it's the only trip I took this year. I don't count Melbourne as a trip because it was not a vacation. It was more like a work thing. So ABKP and Varanasi was the only leisure trip I took this year with my bestest friends who don't live with me anymore. So it made it even more special that I got to have this with them before Harsha left. And it was just the best, living with my best friends for 10 days. And the sync we have is so good that we've never been the kind to fight or quarrel or anything like that. And we can easily spend 10 to 15 to 20 days together, completely adjusting to each other's needs, each other's moods, each other's quirks and everything. So it really works out for us. So it was like all 10 days were amazing. It wasn't like towards the end of the trip we were like dying to go home and be away from each other. Not at all. Oh, I miss them. I'm so glad that a trip happened. I'm so glad we made it work, where we did 2 cities in one trip, 2 unlikely cities in a trip, you know. I never in my life thought I would ever be visiting Ambikapur in Chhattisgarh, but I did. And Varanasi in itself was a difficult location because it's so far away, you know. But it happened and we did it, and I got to spend the best time living with my best friends. Like, oh my god, that's the dream, to spend 24 hours, 24/7 with them. I wish we can do it again. I wish we get to spend a month together where we live together in a big house. We cook together every day, we watch movies, we chill, we chat, we talk. I miss that so much. I miss talking to them. I miss conversing with them. I miss laughing with them. I miss having conversations about things with them. It's just so different in person. Like when they came down in September, when Nattu came down 2 weeks ago. All of that is so different when you're together. When you can express what you're feeling with so much more clarity, so much more detail. Not just about the serious stuff, but things you just might see when you're walking together on the road somewhere, and then laugh about it, and then talk about new observations and find out new things about each other. I did not know Nattu had never eaten figs in her life. And she likes anjeer so much, the dried anjeer. Something I learned about her. Anjeer is fig, right? What is apricot? I don't know. But it's just like there is still so many things you don't know about each other, and these things you sometimes only find out when you are together with each other. So I really miss that. I miss that affection of being close to each other and being able to help each other through things by sitting with each other, talking, hugging, crying. I miss all of that. I miss my best friend so much. Okay, but yeah, that's, you can see why the special mention is really special. It was not just an afterthought. It is really 6 best things that happened to me this year, basically. Okay, now we're moving on to the few bad things that happened this year. It felt weird to include something like this in a year recap because you want to remember the good things, but why not talk about the bad things as well, right? Especially since the pandemic, I've really put a lot more thought into how people always showcase only the best side of life. Nobody talks about the shit they're going through, and they should. So now every time I see a good video or like a video where someone's having a lot of fun, I always think about how that's not the whole truth. It's just a side of life they want to show us. So let's talk about the things that were not that great about this year. And I have to say I did have to think about this because I was focusing more on positives of this year, which is not a bad thing at all. But yeah, let's acknowledge them. So a few worst things. It's not in any order. It's just what I've written here. First is Aishwarya leaving. Definitely not a worst thing to happen because it was not a tragedy, but it definitely was something that made me sad when it happened. I really enjoyed living with her. She's one of the best flatmates I could ever dream of. Man, taking care of Timiki, taking care of the kittens. She's just been such an amazing friend. She's very forgiving. She's very understanding. It feels like she has nothing, no negative to think about me. Like she doesn't think ill of me at all. Like she doesn't have anything. I don't know how to express that, but I just feel like she always wants the best for me and always thinks the best of me. She's very supportive. She just sent me a gift today actually. She sent me a vase and she sent me a cup. Oh, it's right here. And it's so sweet of her to do this for me when she's not earning. She's very thoughtful like that. So I really miss her and I was really sad to see her go. And it was hard the first few days of being in this house without her. It was like a gaping hole because this room was full of her and then suddenly the room had nothing that belonged to her. It felt void. Felt like a void. Why did I say felt void? But yeah, I guess it did give me the experience of living alone, so I can't regret it. I don't regret it. But yeah, I was sad that she left. Second worst thing that happened is Harshal leaving. I wish he didn't leave. I'm so glad for everything he's achieving right now. Nothing makes me happier than seeing my friends be so happy and achieve things and be successful, and especially things they've been dreaming of and wanting for years now. Harshal has been wanting to go abroad since we left college. And finally, after what? 8 fucking years, it's happened. I am so fucking happy for him. Just that I miss having my best friend in this city. Both of them. Now both of them are not there, so that feels even more like a loss. Like both my best friends are not in the city anymore. That doesn't affect our friendship because we're still in touch every single day. In fact, right now they're chatting on the group. There's never a lull time amongst on our group where nobody's talking or we've lost touch or anything. Never. But yeah, him leaving has definitely been bittersweet. Third thing, I guess, is I don't know if I wanted to talk about this. He does have access to this vlog, but I don't think he watches any of it, so it's fine. Losing Sachin as a friend was definitely one of the hardest things this year, and I don't know if I'm ready to talk about it because I don't know what's happened. I don't know how to address it. I don't know what to make of it because we're still friends, but we're just not as close as we used to be. It's just not the same dynamic anymore where we meet often, we talk every day. I update him about everything that's going on in my life. I invite him to my parties. It's not that anymore. He's still there. I still talk to him when I want to. He still talks to me when he wants to. I still tell him the big stuff. He tells me the big stuff. He helps me when I need it. I help him when he needs it. But we're not best friends like we used to be. We're just friends now. And that's hard. Because I never ever thought I would lose him. Especially for a really, really stupid reason. I would rather lose him over something I did, so that I could pin the blame on myself. Or something he did, so I could pin the blame on him. But there is no one to blame. It's just how things ended up being. And I cannot make sense of it. And it hurts. But, yeah. I guess I can be glad that we've not completely cut off each other and we're still in each other's lives, if not in the same capacity. But I wish I didn't have to. It was hard enough losing everyone to moving. Nattu moving, Harshal moving, Aishwarya moving, Anisha moving out. IDK has also left, not that IDK and I were close or anything, but it felt like everyone was leaving and then he left as well. So yeah, I wish that was different. And I hope someday we can get back to what we were or at least make an effort to do it, because I miss him. It sucks that I had to. I would rather he moved away, than this. Because this is exactly like moving away. We don't meet anymore. We barely talk. I would rather we stayed on the same wavelength of friendship and he not be close by. Okay, I guess that is the worst thing of this year. But I'm not going to dwell on it more now. The fourth thing is burnout. Oh God. Almost forgot this had happened to me, but yeah, burnout was not great. It's still happening in some ways. The whole, losing motivation, losing interest in things that used to give me joy before. It's all part of burnout. And it's also deep rooted that I have to work to unlearn, detangle all of that. It's not going to instantly happen. I have to actively work towards unburning out now, where I start to invest more time in things I enjoy, consciously make more time after work to do things I like, to slow down, to start finding joy in the little things again. But yeah, I remember now in May, and I feel like the burnout thing started with my awards work in March, because that was so hectic that it really got to me. And suddenly when the awards work got over, my brain just stopped functioning. I just couldn't focus on anything anymore. I would just spend days in bed. I was not like this. Last time I was not like this. I would not spend days just laying in bed, unable to work, unable to get up, unable to complete my chores and my tasks. And maybe it's not just burnout, maybe it is something more severe than burnout. But I haven't seen a professional to diagnose anything like that, so I'm not going to call it anything else. But yeah, that was not easy, man. And it's still there. It's not gone. I still feel that on some days where I just cannot get out of bed and cannot work, cannot focus on anything except just laying in bed and scrolling on Instagram or sleeping or doing pointless stuff. Like movies, I don't watch movies anymore because I just can't get myself to do these things anymore. And these symptoms are clearly a sign of something that's very wrong with me. It's not just being tired. My body or my brain is going through something and I need to address it. Hopefully in 2023 I will, whether it's seeking therapy or whether it's unpacking all of the shit that's gone down, that my brain is spending all its energy trying to avoid. Yeah, at some point I have to sit with all of it. But yeah, that was the fourth point. And the fifth point is my room being messy. Since the kittens have come, I feel like my life only went on hold, and since then it's not gone back to the way it was before Jan 14, 2022. My room needs to be cleaned, and every month, almost every week I tell myself, okay, I have to clean my room, and week after week after week after week after month is passing by with my room just getting messier and messier and messier. And now the entire year has gone by. And then I think about how, is this like a chronic thing? Is this never going to fix itself? Do I have to just accept and live with it? But I don't. I can fix it if I want to. I need to just, set aside a week of my life where I'm like, okay, this is the week where I just get rid of things in my room and clean it up. But I've not had that time. I had those 2 months in between September, October where I wasn't working. But like I said, my body was still in burnout, man. It was not letting me do these things at all. I didn't do much in those 2 months. I think I just laid in bed. I didn't even watch anything. I just laid in bed. That's all I did. Not like I was socializing. Who was there to socialize? Nobody. Aishwarya was gone. Harshala just left. So I really don't know. But yeah, I've forgotten to mention all the rescues I did this year. The kittens are one, but there was also Orange. There was Goldie also. There were Boca twice. There was Boca twice, sorry. So there were so many rescues this year that I didn't mention in the best things, but these are also the reasons that have been contributing to my deteriorating mental health, because yes, it's amazing that I saved their lives, but it is so exhausting. It is so tiring to take a cat to the vet twice a day. Orange was on saline twice a day, wasn't he? No, Orange was on saline once a day, thank God. So every day going to the vet, coming back, it takes time out of your day, whether you realize it or not. And that was when Melbourne work was getting peak busy, because it was just before I was leaving for Melbourne. So in the middle of packing, in the middle of getting all my paperwork done, in the middle of getting work done, I was having to go to the vet for 2 hours, get his saline done, come home. It used to really take a toll on me, like on my, I don't know how I had the energy to do it, but clearly that energy that has been sapped away from me has not come back yet. So these are all the contributing factors that I need to sit down and realize, okay, this has happened to me. That is also the point of this video, where I can sit with myself on all of these things and understand them better, understand myself better. Wow. Siddhanta woke up at 8:45, said hi, and he hasn't messaged since, and it's 9:03 now. I can't be mad, right? I mean, his life doesn't revolve around me. If he wanted to go home and sleep, it's because he's genuinely tired. And he spent every day this week with me. So he needs some time at home as well. Whatever. I don't know, I went on some other tangent earlier talking about my room. I'm so tired of telling myself that I have to clean my room. Like, I keep telling myself this almost every week, and it's just tired of those words coming out of my mouth. I want to stop. Things I want to achieve in 2023. Transition. Next part of the video. He's messaged again. Says he's gonna shower and leave. So he'll be here in an hour, I guess. I'm not gonna respond right now. I'll respond soon. Achieve in 2023. The first thing is finally empty/clean my room. Let us see if that happens. I have thought about asking for help, and I did take help. Anisha came over last week and she helped me fold all the clothes on my bed. Inevitably, they go back to being a big pile because I end up wearing those clothes and not folding them. The solution is putting all those clothes on the hanger that I have, but right now all the Copper Boom clothes are there, which need to go. I need to sell them off. First I thought I'll just donate them, but now I feel like I want the money. Even if it's a little money, even if I just get like 4,000-5,000 out of it, I want that money. Money would be good right now, especially because I haven't shown you what has happened to my laptop, but it's not looking good. Can you see? It's not very visible here, but can you see this display? It's broken. I don't know how in this part as well. If I do this, look at this. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but it's really scaring me, and I haven't shut my laptop since then. Okay, 1 second. He's been sick all this week as well, yeah, which is, I forgot to mention it. So yeah, it's even more reason why I can't be mad at him. He is so tired and sick. He deserves to take his time, I guess. Just wish it wasn't today, Okay, second thing to achieve in 2023 is get fit. LOL. But like Nattu shared a post the other day which says take it slow, make small goals, and do very, very, very achievable things. So I think I need to start like that, where I just say, okay, I want to go for a walk in the morning Just 10 times this month, not every day. 10 times in the month is very achievable, and then it'll increase as we go along. I can't start with glow eating immediately. Like I did do glow eating a few weeks ago, and I got so sore. Oh my god. After that, I didn't go back only because I was like, oh my god, that was so tiring. So yeah, that backfired. Lol. Hello. One of the best things of 2022 has just shown up. Although you weren't part of the list. Because you didn't come to me in 2022. So now you're one of the best things to happen to me in my life. Not just in 2022. Okay? Give kiss. He's covering my list. But yeah, the list is almost over. The last part is, yeah, what I want to achieve. Now he's getting annoyed at me. Never mind, I'm not going to bring the conversation here. Last thing I wrote was work less and put more time into enjoying things in 2023. I'm going to do that. I'm hungry. Literally just finished eating Maggie and I'm hungry. How is that even possible? What is my stomach? I'm going to end this video now because he's going to leave soon. So I want to clean the living room and have a bath. And get dressed. I love you. But yeah, these are my 3 major goals, I guess. Even though they are very tangible. Like cleaning room is not like a, you know, it's not like saying get fit or learning to be, I don't know, happier or more compassionate and stuff. It's not vague, it's very tangible. You're so cute, Ray. I have other like tangible sort of things, like I want to invest more, I want to learn to drive. But I'm not going to put them on my list anymore because I've not been achieving them so far. So I'm not going to make it a thing. I'll just be like, okay, next time I get free time, maybe, you know, after the awards get over in March, then I will look into, say, driving, or I'll look into something else. Investing, so I can do any time. It's not like I have to wait for free time. Driving, I need free time. I have to actively go out and do it and stuff. That way, I want to travel more in 2023, hopefully. Since I haven't done much in 2022, but I don't regret it. I was trying to save money. Maybe in 2023, I'll be more secure about money. I'll travel more. That is my recap video at 1 hour 9 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. This is hello to 2023 Eden. Maybe 2023 New Year's Eve I'll be watching this. And I hope things will have improved. I hope I will be more relaxed. I hope I will have watched more movies. Maybe gone to more film festivals. Yeah, that's one of the worst things of 2022. I didn't go to any film festival this year. That's really sad. I don't count Melbourne because I was working for it. And I didn't really watch anything in the festival. But I want to go to festivals for leisure, where I'm just watching, not working. Not worried about my laptop and where it is and how and I have to work. No. I want more laptop free vacations where I take off from all my jobs. Not worry about them. Yeah. I hope My room will be clean. I know I won't be living here anymore, most probably, most definitely. But wherever I am living, I hope my room is clean. I hope I don't have the copper boom clothes anymore. Please, God, please. It's been with me since 2020 March, so it's not a stretch for me to say this. It's been here since almost 3 years now. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? I hope I've gotten better at my nail polish. What is he staring at? Hi, baby ma. I hope I've gotten better at nail polish. I have a better collection of nail polishes. I hope I don't have to rescue too many cats this year. Please, God, please. I want to spend my money on me. I want to spend my time on me. I want to spend my energy on me. I don't want to get into animal welfare, okay? I don't. That's the reason I didn't continue to work with PAL is because I actively decided that I don't want animal welfare to be my life. So please don't make it be my life. I take care of this shit now. And that shit, keto. That's enough. That's enough. I don't want more cats in my life. How you know I'm talking about you? My little shit. I hope I've made new friends. I haven't made many new friends in 2022 except the ones I made in Melbourne, which is actually quite a lot, so it's good. But I hope I make more friends in 2023 in Bombay. I need new friends. Although I've maintained all my friendships, so I'm happy. As in Anisha, Denver, Aishwarya, Ashish, Auntie, maintain good relationships with all of them. So yeah, let's make more friends in 2023 hopefully. Take more trips, make more friends, have more fun. And live more uncluttered life. Okay, this is it. Bye guys. It's 3 hours till New Year's Eve.